Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever or whenever you are for the 999th time. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. I'm Jeff Rasmussen, your host, and am live in rainy Middleton, Idaho. The temperatures have finally changed. There's clouds and even rain in the sky, and I'm just loving it here. What I'm also loving is that we have my good friend Daniel Horowitz back on the show, and today he will teach us about researching Latin America genealogical resources on the internet. So thanks to Daniel for being here, and thanks to all of you for sharing part of your day with us. Today you come to us from these 19 countries around the world. Daniel's syllabus is now on the webinar's registration page and will be online in the library afterwards. And those with a webinar membership also have access to all syllabus pages in the library. There's more than 4,400 pages of supplemental materials, plus 999 classes are yours anytime. If you're not yet a subscriber and you do join up today, you'll have immediate access to this and to everything else in the library. By the way, number 1,000 we will celebrate together this coming Friday. So if you haven't registered for that yet, you do so. And then stick around afterwards today where we'll have door prizes. First, we'll have the Citing Your Sources Legacy Quick Guide for one of our viewers, followed by the digital download of Jonathan Walker's webinar, How to Do Mexican Research and Be Successful. This is available in the member library. And then next I'll have the legacy software to give away, and then a 1 month's webinar membership for one of our viewers. And now I'm pleased to welcome and to introduce Daniel Horowitz to the show. Daniel is a genealogy expert at MyHeritage, providing key contributions, liaising with genealogy societies, bloggers, and media, as well as lecturing and attending conferences around the world. Dedicated to genealogy since 1986, he was the teacher and the study guide editor of the family history project Searching for My Roots in Venezuela for 15 years. Daniel's involved in several crowdsourced digitization and transcription projects and holds a board-level position at the Israel Genealogy Research Association. I last saw Daniel at MyHeritage Live 2019 in Amsterdam, so not too long ago. Daniel, are you back home yet, and how did you enjoy the conference?
Hello, Jeff. Hola, amigos. Yes, I'm back home, thanks God, after a very long trip that ended in Amsterdam. And I had a wonderful time. I think it was a wonderful conference. Everybody seems to be very happy. And I'm pretty sure everybody had a wonderful time as well. And yeah, enjoy all the lectures.
Yes, it was a great time. But also great to be back home and in our own couches or beds or wherever we are to listen to you here today. So Daniel, it all looks great, and the time is all yours. Thanks again.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jeff. It's really a pleasure, as always, for me to be here. And today a little bit more special than any other day. But yeah, let's start with the program today, which will take us through Latin America, the place where I'm actually originally from, as you can notice by my accent. But first, I wanted to give you a little bit of background of what you should be looking into any website and explain you a little bit more about what I'm going to present you. Because genealogy speaking, what we're all doing, always doing, is looking for the records and looking for the different traces, steps that people leave after themselves whenever they do any activity during their life. We genealogists are used to look for immigration records, birth, marriage, and death, voters list, successions, publications, obituaries, even tombstones or cemetery records, and those are the majority of ones. But when you are on a website, and a lot of the websites that I'm going to show you today will have different pieces of information. So not only my idea is to enlighten you about the resources available to research Latin America, but also to try to make you think a little bit out of the box whenever you are doing research. For example, and in every one of the websites that I'm going to show you, you can start looking for classified ads, regular advertising, links that will take you to other websites where you will find more information, people that are collaborating with the website or with the organization, members of the website or the organization, directors, the events that are published in those websites. And a lot of the websites are going to be kind of a social advertising websites for different groups. A lot of genealogy societies also, and people dedicated to genealogy locally in those countries. And probably the most important thing will be the contact us or forums, places where you can actually have a summary of what you are researching, what are your questions, and you should have something prepared in order to paste and to use across all these websites. Because the more people out there that knows you and knows what are your research targets, the more people will be able to help you. And you never know who is going to have the answer that you are actually looking for. Now, sometimes, and I have found this especially in Latin America, sometimes those websites are offline. I know a little bit about the culture in Latin America, and the economics are not always as good as you expect. And also the life of an organization is probably shorter than any other place. So that's why a lot of the URLs and a lot of the websites that I'm going to mention today, I'm going to mark them as offline. And I spend 2 days going over all the URLs that I'm having here and the ones that I have in the syllabus as well, and making sure that they're still available. But sometimes they are not available. And I have this trick, and I'm pretty sure most of you already know this, but I'm going to still share it with you. And I like to call it Back to the Future. And this is the Wayback Machine, or otherwise known as archive.org. They scan and they save images of a lot of websites out there at each point in time. So you can actually go there, you can put a URL manually, and this will show you how that website looked on a specific day that they took this image. So this is why I called it like going back to the future. Another thing you will need to learn is a little bit of Spanish and Portuguese, because all the countries in South America or Latin America, I'm going to include sometimes Spain as part of this group, and Brazil. In South America, Latin America, they will speak Spanish, with the exception of Brazil, that will speak a kind of Portuguese, and words that you may need are going to list it here. Those are the keywords that you will need whenever you're in a website and you're trying to find your ways. Of course, that you have the option to use Google Translate, which is great in order to translate a website, but sometimes you are looking for keywords over there, and you need to write what you are searching. So the black ones at the left side are the English, the black one in the middle are Spanish, and the green ones are the Portuguese. So you should get familiarized with these words. Now, I try to bring into this presentation the most amount of countries that I could talk about. Not all of them have actually websites that will be useful, but again, I will not be able to do a 45-50 minutes presentation with all the ones, so I had to pick and choose. So let's start, and for no favoritisms, although I'm coming from Venezuela, I'm going to leave that for the very end. I'm going to start with Argentina for the pride of all Argentinian people, just because I'm going from A to Z. So the first one, Argentina has actually a lot of history and a lot of websites related to genealogy. But I would like to start opening your minds with not a genealogy one, which is a phone guide. And I'm pretty sure you are probably familiarized again with the phone books and phone guides and websites for phone numbers in your country. So, well, yes, South America and Latin America also have their own websites for that. The Cordoba, which is a specific area in genealogy, in Argentina, has also a genealogical society. I have no idea what happened with that, but the website is offline, as you can see over there. Then you have Hotel de Inmigrantes. And for you people in the United States, and just to learn very fast what is Hotel de Inmigrantes, is the Ellis Island of the Argentina. So whoever came between 1911 and 1953 had to pass by, and you have a very nice movie that I found in YouTube, so you will understand how that looks. But also there are databases that talks about these immigrations into Argentina and the Ministry of Interior and the Center for Migration in Latin America. They have all the registers of the ships that came between 1800s and 1960. And I'm giving you the two URLs over there. I'm going to show you how they work. Same for the Instituto Argentino de Ciencias Genealogía and the National General Archive, which is the last one. Other ones, which are Yahoo groups, and we're going to talk about all of them at the end. Apellidos Italianos, or Italian last names, and that already tells you that there was a huge immigration from Italy into Argentina. They have a specific website dedicated to that, and other pages for immigration and birth, marriage, and death, and also other one that has ships that arrived to Argentina between the 1882 and the 1920s. So with all these URLs, you have a very complete set of resources. This is Telexplorer, the phone book for not only Argentina. I'm starting with this, but you can use it also for Chile, also for Spain, for Paraguay, and Uruguay. So I'm starting to cover all those countries. You can translate it without any problem, but you can see it's everything in Spanish, and it's very easy. You just need to look for the words nombre and apellido, first name and last name. I will not restrict the search to a specific province unless you already know exactly where your family is. And then when you click search, you will get not only the names of the people that are living over there, but also the addresses and the phone numbers. So you will be able to contact your relatives in that area. And yes, most of the examples, of course, I use my own last name. So you will see a lot of Horowitz across the South America. And no, I'm not related to them, as far as I know, at least. Then there is the Institute, Argentinian Institute for Genealogy. This is like the main genealogy society in Argentina, kind of the NGS for Argentina. And some of the things that you're looking here is probably the members, and they have both the members that started this organization, but also all kind of members, not only in the country, but also around the world. The idea is that you never know if one of your relatives is actually a member of this, or another person with your last name may be researching genealogy, and even if it's not related, the person will be able to help you, or simply just ask them for help. The other section that I like here is publications, and they do publish some kind of bulletins and resources and articles and a lot of material that you can, for free, go read and download without any problem. And the next section that I would like to point out is the links, which will point you to other websites that are available on the internet. And I'm already telling you, some of them are not updated, meaning that you can actually click on it and see that they are offline by the time you are trying to get them. I mentioned the CEMLA, the Center for Migration Studies in Latin America. They actually have a search engine, a very good search engine, where you can type a last name or first name. And my recommendation will be to leave the dates as they propose, which is 1st of January 1800s to the 31 of December 1960. I haven't seen them update this date, 1960, so I don't think it's related to any privacy laws. I think it's more than the spam of dates that they have for the records. And every time that you do a record, you need to put a CAPTCHA code just to make sure that you're a human being. Whenever I do a search, I try to do search only for the last name at the beginning. And you will see here, and I couldn't search for an easier name, Perez, which is extremely common. It's like the Smith for South America. And you can see that they have a lot of information about the person that came to Argentina. Yes, I don't think those people are 800 years old, but probably they were 80, or simply they just didn't have any information and they decided to put 800. But if your relative is there, I hope that you can find it. Now, once you find it, you can actually contact them and request what it will be an official record or a certificate of immigration based on the information that they have on their website. Keep talking about immigration records in Argentina. This is the other website that will allow you to search by letters. And here you can actually fine-tune your search by going into the different spellings of a name, and then they have classified those names depending on your letters, on the letters of the last name, and you will be able to see the records and the list of people that they have there. A different page, which is Barcos de Angeli. This one is the one that covers from 1882 to 1920. Very easy. What you're looking here is on the left side menu for the third option that says Listado de Pasajeros, or passengers list. And here you will find the different years. Each of the year you can just simply click and it will take you to an Excel office with all the names and the dates and all the information that they have for these people that came into those ships to Argentina. The next country we're going to talk now is Bolivia. Bolivia has a Yahoo group, and we already said that is going to be served at the end. But they also have two other URLs that I found. One is already offline, but still you can look at the image on the Wayback Machine, and the Association of Genealogy of Bolivia. This is the one that it's offline. I had this from a very early screenshot, so this is what you should be looking at. And this is the website for Genealogía Boliviana. Here, again, you can try to contact the authors of the website. You can read their blog. And the keyword here will be enlaces. They don't have any records online, but they have a lot of other resources that you can use, not only for Bolivia, but also genealogy in general, genealogy in Spanish, and personal websites or personal blogs for people dedicated to genealogy in Bolivia. The next one in line is Brazil, the biggest country in the South America, and also the one that speaks a different language. So there are a few societies across the country. The Society of Researchers of History and Genealogy is the first one. The Portuguese Association of Genealogy, the School of Genealogy, Geneal, which is again a generic page for Spain, Italy, France, Great Britain, but they also have Portugal and Germany. So a little bit of information relative to this website, to this webinar as well. Telelistas, which will show you people and maps from the different places. The Museum of Immigration, that has wonderful records also, and another couple of societies and other groups. This is the Colegio Brasilero de Genealogía. Literally, the translation is a school, but it's more like an academy. It's more like the organization that rules genealogy in Brazil. Here you will have all the information about the society or the group and how you can do research in the country. Another important detail to look for when you're searching in those websites is, and I already mentioned the word contact us or contáctenos or fale con nos, but also most of these places will show you an email that you can contact them, or a phone number or the address in case you want help from them. So here we're talking about auxilio a pesquisas, or help on your search, and here they will tell you where to look for, what links are related, and some other websites that will help you. The next one will be Geneal. Again, very broader information from English to the rest of the world, Italian, Dutch. In the Espanol, the second one, or the Portuguese, you will find information about people. You will find surnames over there. You will find little family trees also that have research. This is similar to Wikipedia, probably, for you to have an idea on how to compare both. There is volunteers adding information over there in a weekly basis. Telelistas is the search engine, or for the yellow and white pages, the phone books. They also have maps. So if you have an address in Brazil, you should use this website to try to find a map before, besides, of course, Google Maps. But this may have maps more specific or with different locations. And once you put a name over there, you will be able to find all the information that they have for that people. We talk about the Museum of Immigration, or Museo de Imigración, in Sao Paulo. They have a very nice website. They have a lot of information over there. The place that you want to look for is the Acervo, which is kind of a way of saying what we need to save for the future. In here, they have a lot of digital material, a lot of images, a lot of movies and audios. But interestingly, they have a search engine. As you can see, I marked it over there at the right side of the menu, Listas de Bordo, which you can imagine is the list of people coming on a ship, and they have a search engine that will show you those lists. The only caveat is that the search is performed not by name, but by the name of the ship. So you will need to know the name of the ship that came into Brazil. You don't need to put a year on a specific date, but at least the name of the ship, and that will give you the image and the list of all the people come aboard that ship, and the multiple times if the ship came more than one time. The next country will be Chile, which is the longest country in South America, and they also have only two websites that I could find for genealogy, and they're active, at least very active right now. Genealog, which will be one, and then the Chilean Institute of Research, of Genealogy Research. Genealog has all kind of information about families. It's a society or an association that has regular activities over there. What I would like to point out is that they also have a lot of information, genealogical information. For example, the one that you are already seeing over there in the menu in yellow, and this is how they presented, Tumbas de Chile, which means tombstones of Chile, and they have a list of a lot of burials across all Chile. You will need to register. It's a free registration in order to search, but at least you can see if they have something for you, and you can see also people who are collaborating with them in order to photograph and index these cemeteries. Now, the other thing that they have is a list of families right there next to the yellow one, Familias A to Z. And you can simply go and click by the different letters or the names of the families, and they have all kind of information about things that happen in Chile and the names or last names of people in Chile. And the very last one that I wanted to bring you is the regular search engine that you can see over there in the top. You can actually type over there any name, and again, I did it with my own name, Horowitz, and I found that they do have some records and some families or companies. Like the first one, it's actually a company that has the last name that belongs to some people with the name Horowitz. So this is how you can find your people in Chile. And then you have the Institute, Chilean Institute of Research and Genealogy. They have a wonderful search engine over there. You just need, this is the homepage, so you just put the last name and they will tell you if you have any results. But also, again, as part of the Institute, they have a list of members. They have the directories or the people in the board. And you can contact them and you can send them an email, and I'm pretty sure even if you do that in English, they will understand and they will translate it again with any other tool. Next country in line is Colombia, and here I have a few websites. One of them is actually the Colombian Genealogical Foundation, and they used to have a website, but as many societies, and this is a tip which is good for all the countries out there, they moved from the website to Facebook. So Facebook is definitely a place to look for your genealogy from the different countries, and they also have a Colombian Academy of Genealogy. This is how their website looks right now. If you go and visit it, I took this screenshot today to try to bring it the most updated for you. And yes, believe it or not, they have no post since December 2018. And this already tells you a lot. This tells you that the people who manage these websites are not very eager to post, but if you go and you post, I think they have like 300 or 400 people involved in this group. You can actually post a message over there and they will see it. Hopefully you will get people able to help you on your research in this country. And then this is also a new website from the Colombian Academy of Genealogy. They will help you in researching your origins and the descendants and last names of Colombian families. In the menu, what you're looking for is information again about how to contact and how and what records they have on the library, which is Biblioteca, or the blog to read what is the new things that they have. This is the board. You can see their names. You can contact them without any problem. They have a list of members just below these pages. Next country, Costa Rica. Also, two major websites for genealogy to this little country located in Central America. One is the Academy of Costa Rica, Costa Rican Academy of Genealogy. Boy, it's difficult to translate Spanish to English on the fly. And what I'm bringing you here is the list of people involved in genealogy over there. You can see that also very important. They have a board from 2019 to 21. So this already tells you that those people are actually very active. They have publication, they have a community, they have sitios de interés or other places where you can find information. And as many of those websites, they have an area to contact you. And you see up there in the corner, that little F, yes, they also have a Facebook page. Now, this is a little bit of the links that they're offering you. Civil register, family search, local places or global places that will help you with your research in this country. Now, interestingly also, general tip here, you see how they in Costa Rica advise you to go to family search. Many of those websites will have information cross-related from different countries. So never underestimate a link or a place where you can search. They also have the other website blog for Hispanic genealogy. Here you can again learn about how South America or Latin America is doing genealogy, which is a little bit different than the United States. I would say actually a little bit easier, because in South America, people normally has two last names, same or similar as in Spain. The first name will be the last name of the father, a patronymic one, and the other one will be the last name of the mother. So you can actually trace back the maternal line also if you have a full name for the person. Next one is Cuba. Also a few links that are offline already, but believe it or not, Cuba is also very much into genealogy. They have actually two websites, Cuba Gen Web and Cuba Gen Club. But they also have their own white pages, their own phone book right here. So this will be Cuba Gen Web, and they do have databases here. As you can see the plane over there, they have passengers list. And Cuba was a main place to pass by, especially before the communists and Fidel Castro took the power in the island. The very good news for you who don't understand Spanish is that English is available also for this website, so you will not need to translate. And I took the screenshot from the English version to make it easier for you. They do have links, they do have other resources, so you need to look up very closely to all the options and all the information that they have. Remember, I mentioned the white pages, so they have it here as well, and you can put any name that you want. By the way, phone books in South America is known as white pages, páginas blancas. And yes, they do have páginas amarillas or yellow pages. In this case, I picked the name Lopez, most of the common one, and you can see not only the names, you can see also the addresses, and you can see the phone numbers of those people in Cuba. And not everybody has a phone today, probably a little bit more than before, but you need to take also that in account. Especially a couple of years ago during the communism, not everybody was allowed to have a phone line. Now, not all the societies that deals with a country are in that country. And Cuba probably is not surprising, especially because there is a huge Cuban population in Miami. So if you go to Miami, you speak Spanish or Cuban. Over there, they have also a genealogy society with a very nice website in English. You can read all about them. A few of the areas I wanted to bring to your attention. The first one will be cemeteries and burials in Cuba, and they have different PDF by letters, so you could actually open and download and see the different list and different people that died in Cuba. The other thing that they have is padrón, which is the Spanish word for census. And in Cuba, there were people from the 1700s, and they do have these censuses already available. I'm sorry, this is from the 1090, 96, 1272. Yes, they have very good records over there, so don't underestimate the information over there. And also they have wills, which they translated as testaments, family trees, resources, books, all kind passengers lists, obituaries, newspapers, you name it, they have it. The next one in our list will be Dominican Republic, half of the island at least. They also have an institute for genealogy, but also an academy for genealogy and heraldica, which is the coat of arms study. One of the websites are not available anymore, but the second one is a blog, and it's actually very active. And they also have another website dedicated to genealogy in República Dominicana. This will be the one from the Institute, and they do have meetings, they do have publications, they have their members over there, not only the living ones, but also those that passed away, but they also have some records. So if you want to go there, you will find a lot of information of Dominican Republic, and you can always contact them through an email, through Facebook, through Twitter, all kind of social media. This is the other website over there, which is a couple of guys and another people volunteering. They will have families mentioned over there, not only for Dominican Republic, but also from Mexico and other countries surrounding Dominican Republic. Remember that people travel a lot through the Caribbean. They move merchandise, they did a lot of commerce, so it's not unusual to find your relative not necessarily migrating, but having activity in the different places. Next one will be Ecuador, and they have a Yahoo group. They had an MSN or Messenger group, which is offline by now. Of course, Ecuador genealogy and South America genealogy page as well. This will be a page also from a group of family members that they decided to collect all the information that they could find, not only about Ecuador, but also Peru. So remember, this page when we will get to the P and we will talk to Peru. And here, they're giving you not only the links and the information about other websites, but they're very interesting here. They mention Genie. And yes, Genie is available in Spanish, and Genie also has family trees from around the world. So if you didn't think about searching in Genie for your family or for South American records, Latin American records, you will find them there as well. Another page, which is kind of generic for those Hispanics, is the Hispanic Genealogy Association. On their website, they have their activities, they have their publications, they have a little bit of databases, and then they have specific pages for the different countries or the different places that they take activities in. The ones that you are looking over there, for example, on the bottom are the index for the areas of Murcia and Sevilla, which are Spain, but they also have a lot of information for Latin America. Jamaica or Jamaica. From the 4 URLs that I have, only one survived. Interestingly, was RootsWeb project over there. The other 3 are unfortunately offline, but you can still search Jamaican Family Search, which has around 300,000 names posted and published over there through the Wayback Machine. This is the website Genealogy of Jamaica, and they will tell you not only the history of the island, but also what type of records you will be able to find and what are your sources to address and to send emails and to contact them in Jamaica to get information back. This is the Jamaica Family Search page that I mentioned, which is offline, but you can still get it and you can still search it through the Wayback Machine. The next country is Mexico Lindo y Querido. 4 URLs basically, genealogy or genealogia.org.mx, genealogy.org.mx space live.com, Kinder Trails, which is also a generic website that dedicated pages to different countries in South America. Kinder Trails is actually offline, and genealogy.org of the North, which is a blog post. This is the Society of Genealogy and Heraldics of Mexico, and you can see that you have a lot of services, members, events, a blog, and a place to contact them. This is how the blog of the Society of Genealogy and Family History of Mexico, or Mexico, works, and you can actually subscribe. They have a Google group, and you can actually get emails every time they post anything here. And as you can see, September 10, that was actually very recently, and they have a lot of resources to offer you, or at least to lead you to. This is Genealogía de México del Norte, so it's dedicated only to the northern part of the Mexico. So if your family crossed the border at some point, definitely this is a place that you want to visit. And they are already suggesting you as part of the blog post, not very recently, but Somos Primos, we are cousins. It's a website also dedicated to genealogy, to Latin American or Spanish genealogy, and you could go there and read more information about that. Remember I said Peru before? Well, we're here now, so you already have one lead for Peru, and the others will be the Institute of Research, Genealogy Research for Peru, and the Peru National Library, which actually has a section dedicated to genealogy right there. This is the Institute, and what you should be looking here is for connections, and as you can see, they have an English version as well. You have an email over there, you have the URL. On the connections section, you have a lot of links to other websites that will tell you what to research. And remember what I mentioned about cross-references in South America. Remember, we're in Peru, but if you read those lists, you can very fast identify other countries or other cities. We're talking about Buenos Aires, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Dominican, Guatemala, etc. So again, don't underestimate the links that you will find in one of these websites referring to another country, a totally different country. Puerto Rico, very little island in this chain of islands in the Caribbean, but they do have a lot of information and a lot of websites dedicated to Puerto Rican genealogy and immigrations. Again, as you're seeing the map, imagine that a couple of 100 years ago, there was not safe just to go in a straight line from point A to point B. So they use all these islands to go from one to the other and make that trip on the ships safer in order to navigate across all the Caribbean. So you have the Hispanic Genealogical Society of Puerto Rico, and here the website doesn't really looks like this because I took some of the information in the middle, but I wanted to point out, interestingly, they have a list of foreign residents in Puerto Rico in the 19th century. So probably your family was not a Puerto Rican, but he lived in Puerto Rico. Over there, you may have information about it. And also wanted you to notice that they are not taking new members or renewals. In other words, they are not active anymore, but they keep publishing information. They keep somehow the website with the database, and they try to make their best of being active as they can. This is the other Society of Genealogy in Puerto Rico. And in here, as you can see on the right side panel, you have a lot of information that you can download from them. They also have a calendar of alerts, I'm sorry, a calendar of events, but they also have recursos, which is repositories or leads to other places that are related to genealogy, to history. They have podcasts, they have activities and publications in the library, so you should go over this website and look into each of the things that you can on the menu. This is another, or the third website. This is Puerto Rico en Breve, and I gave you the URL already before, because they will give you a list of documents and censuses available by municipalities. So if you want to know what is available for the municipality that you know your family lived in, if they lived over there, you could actually see here what is available, from what years, what type of records, if we're talking about censuses or baptisms or trades of slaves or freemen's. They have a lot of information here. Finally, we arrive to the last country in the list, and of course this has to be the biggest one, just because I know a lot of resources down in Venezuela. And again, the idea is to open your minds and apply these tips also for the different countries that you are researching. Newspapers, cemeteries, government records, universities, I'm going to show you a few searches I have done in some universities. Phone guides for people or for business, you have seen that already. So this will be the yellow pages, which are again phone books for people as well as shops and other entities. You put a last name over there, you see all the people, and yes, they were all my family in this case, with their phone number and the addresses over there, right there. Remember I mentioned about universities. So in Venezuela, you have the Central University, which is a free university. If you know the first name and the last name, you can look over there for your family. You can see when they graduate, what was the title or the grade that they received. And again, yes, those are mostly examples of my family that study over there. And I'm pretty sure that this will work in any university, or the university should have in any country some way of detecting or listing alumni over there. This is the website for registration for voting. So you will need to know the ID number of the person and if it was registered to vote in the country. You will be able to see, I'm sorry, this is still universities. Let me go back. So this is the National Center for Universities. And what's happening is that in Venezuela, at least, you had to be registered and present an exam in order to see to which universities you wanted to apply. So yes, you will need the ID of the person, and this is in my own personal case, the universities that I wanted to study and which ones I was accepted, and my scores and all the numbers. Boy, I had a lower score back then, huh? Well, I will improve that. This one is the voting center, the National Voting or Electoral Center. You will need to register here if you wanted to vote. And here again, you will need the ID of the person in order to see the place where the person voted. Yes, this will not tell you the address, but at least you will get the area of the city and the state where the person was living, or the last place where the person was living for voting in Venezuela. And I do know that other countries in South America has similar websites that you can actually look. Newspapers. We all love obituaries, and the newspapers have them every day. And every day they're different, and you can actually look into the different days in the calendar, and some newspapers will go more or less back in time. So if you know of a relative that died, you could actually search it by name, or just search for all the obituaries in that particular day. A page that it's offline but still available again through archive.org will be a compendium of obituaries that were published in newspapers in Venezuela. This was a volunteer that every day collected and indexed all the obituaries available over there with all the information. Now, you want records, and if you want records, you need to know who generates and who has those records in the government. And there is a website that will list you links to all the institutions, the governmental institutions in Venezuela. Again, probably you will find a similar page, or you can look at least for similar pages in your countries. And there are many, many other websites out there. There are Google groups, there are Yahoo groups, there are Facebook groups. Cindy's list has a ton or a gazillion of links that will guide you to other places where you can actually research your genealogy in Latin America. Now, just as an example, the Yahoo groups, and I brought a few of the ones that I mentioned already in the presentation, but the most important thing, I think, when you go into the Yahoo groups is try to detect how active the group is. And if you have never visited a Yahoo group or any other type of groups, most of them, they all report what is the group about, when was founded, how many people are registered to this group. And if you scroll down and you keep looking for, you will also see the history of messages sent to the group. So in this case, and this is an Argentinian genealogy group, you can see that they have been quite active. Actually, in September of this year, they already sent 6 messages, same as August. Back in March and April, they arrived to 27 and 23 messages. So you can be sure that you should get an answer very soon with this. Other general websites where you can find information is Family Search, and I already mentioned this a few times by suggestions of the websites that we were being analyzing. Family Search has records, and it has more records being updated on their website, both indexed and non-indexed. So you should search over there and search by the countries and see what Family Search has for you. Ancestry also has records by the countries, and they will show you up there in the website. And of course, MyHeritage also has a lot of records from South America and from Latin America. Now, before you just simply type a last name over there, or you go into a specific category, let me give you a trick that probably you are not aware of. If you scroll down a little bit on the search engine, you will actually get into a world map. Once you select the continent where the country you are searching or you're interested is located, you will see a list of all the countries, and by clicking on a specific country, the results are going to be focused in Latin America or in that specific country, the results of your search. So once you click on the country, you will open a search page which will be dedicated to that country. And I am sure I'm not jumping the gun, but just letting you know that MyHeritage has very good plans for Latin America in the next couple of months. So before the end of the year, you're going to see an increase of activity right there. Finally, I have to tell you, same as I learned from my son already a couple of years ago. If you want to find something, if you think about anything that may be available out there, just Google it. You just put the name of the person and the country or whatever other keywords you can think, and Google will tell you if it's available and if it's out there. And not because you search it today, it means it is not available tomorrow or will not be available in a couple of months. So make sure that you visit Google and all the other websites also frequently to see what new websites and what new data is being published. So yes, this was the 999 webinar from Legacy, and I am especially honored to be one before 1,000. I'm very happy for you, Jeff. I'm very happy for Legacy, and I'm very happy for all the users that will enjoy or will start enjoying on Friday 1,000 webinars. So I can only wish you 1,000 more, and hopefully it will take you, and I know it will take you less time to get to those 2,000. And you know what? We can celebrate from 1,000 to 1,000 until many, many years. So congratulations, and looking forward to see you all on Friday on that special webinar that Jeff has for us. From my side, that is all, folks. I wish you best of luck. I see blinking over there in the panel the section of questions, so I'm pretty sure that, Jeff, you have a few selected for me.
Well, gracias, Daniel. Thank you, and very good job. We've got lots of comments in there saying fascinating and wonderful and great and brilliant. So very good, and good job on number 999. And you were part of that. You're and let me do that. Let me take this over to my screen, and I'll show you where you can learn more about Daniel. You'll be able to watch this recording, number 999, again later on today. I'll have the recording up there in the free area. And also Daniel's syllabus was very good, and many of you have already downloaded it, but right now it's up at the webinar's registration page. And you know, if you do have a webinar membership, then you do have unlimited access to everything up there, all of the classes and all of the syllabus pages. So brand new in the webinar library, our most recent bonus webinar for members was by Kirsty Gray. Very interesting topic on how the Industrial Revolution changed the world. You can learn in Italian from Ugo Perego. Blaine Bettinger was last week on advanced DNA techniques. Tribal Quest was wonderful. You can learn in Finnish language. So you see part of these part of the webinar series now is in many different languages, and thanks to my heritage for making that happen. Here's the link for Daniel Horowitz. So if you want to learn about Pedigree Map, or starting your online tree, or how photos enhance genealogical research, or the importance of newspapers, those are all in the webinar library, and Daniel's always enjoyable to listen to. Again, here's last Friday's bonus webinar by Kirsty Gray. This coming Friday. Now, these bonus webinars, they just show up. They're never live. They're pre-recorded, and they just show up on Fridays. So just go up to the webinar library menu, scroll down, click on bonus webinars, and that's where you get access to these. So this coming Friday, extra will be on Italian research by Melanie Holt. So look forward to that. And look forward to Friday, 1,000 webinars. I'm still working on this. I'm having so much fun with this, reliving the past 10 years worth of bloopers and milestones and what we've learned together. And I've got a sneak peek of something new that we're doing here in the near future. So, I look forward to seeing you on Friday. That's what this screen shows. Next Tuesday, Mike Mansfield will be back. We'll learn about English and Welsh civil registration records. I've had a sneak peek from Ruth Craig's webinar on tables and graphs, and it looks really quite interesting. And then we'll also learn from Melissa Barker coming up soon. And then to start off October, our Down Under webinar will be by Blaine Bettinger. And okay, it's time for door prizes. So if you're here, just get ready to hopefully hear your name. Well, our first door prize is Citing Your Sources, The Legacy Quick Guide by Thomas McKenty. And our winner for this is Martin Ireland. Martin's in Alberta, Canada, home of my wife's family. So congrats to you, Martin. We'll next go to a digital download. Now, all of these digital downloads, the webinars are actually included with a webinar membership. If you don't yet have a webinar membership and you're hoping to win this as a door prize, will you click on that hand-raising button? It's in your webinar control panel. Just give it a quick click, and that'll tell me that you're interested in this. This specific webinar was by Jonathan Walker. He's on staff at the Family History Library in Salt Lake City, and he taught about how to do Mexican research and be successful. This was an entire webinar just on the country of Mexico. Okay, so our winner for this, A. Malion. So congratulations to you. Glad that you're here today. Okay, let's next go to Legacy Family Tree software. Also, I was going to say also available in Spanish. I think that's true. I'd have to go up to the website just to verify that. I know it is being translated. Okay, so who is our winner for this? Is this something that you're interested in? It is for Betsy Cotter. Betsy, congratulations. Glad that you're here today and glad to call your name on the air. And let's next do a 1-month webinar membership. And we'll give this to Andrea Burge. Congratulations to you. Just writing down your names and trying to spell them right. Okay, very good. And here's your 10% off coupon code, everyone. So it's the word Latin, and that's good through. Well, let's see here. There we go. That's good through this coming Monday for a webinar membership or legacy software, and so on. Okay, let's. Oh. I thought there was one more link I hadn't given to you. There it is. Click on that, and that'll get you a access to webinar membership information. So that's in your control panel now. All right. Well, Daniel, let's go and look at the list of questions here. We have one question here from Catherine, and she's wondering. Well, let me open up your mic here, Daniel. Here we go. All right. Welcome back. So Catherine's wondering about if she wanted to learn about Nicaragua. Where would she go to begin learning about resources for that country?
The easiest way will be simply to type Genealogía Nicaragua in Google, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get a few links to start with. And then just go into the first ones, look for a society, Sociedad de Genealogía, Colegio de Genealogía in Nicaragua, and start going over the websites, look what the links they promote or other resources they suggest you. And again, this is good for any other country out there.
Okay, good, thanks. By the way, we have an hola from a Horwitz in San Francisco. So Jeanette is here, and she shares quite a very similar surname to you. So hello to or from Jeanette. Andrea has a question. It says, Daniel, most of my relatives are Jewish and either fled the Holocaust or Russia. Are there any specific Jewish resources you know about, or where would you have Andrea begin?
Well, in general, for Jewish, I will have to recommend Jewish Gen. They have different areas of the world covered over there, including Latin America. But every one of the countries also have a Jewish group or a Jewish organization, a synagogue, and they should be able also to help you if you know for specific countries where your family came after the war. Argentina was a huge immigration point for Russian and for Polish Jews. Also Venezuela, also the Caribbean. So yes, you can simply Google. I have a lot. I have a whole similar presentation only for Jewish or focused on Jewish links and Jewish resources for Latin America.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Marie is wondering about Guatemala and specifically more recent birth records. So, like in the 1970s, does Marie have any hope to find a birth record for her son-in-law in Guatemala, or where would you direct her?
Well, actually, yes, because more recent records are better preserved or better kept. The issue would be the privacy. Probably governments are limiting almost sure the governments are limiting the request for that kind of legal paperwork from the person itself or direct descendants or ancestors, like the parents or the kids. I would say Ministry of Interior, they are always the government organization in charge of keeping those records. Probably City Hall, Alcaldía in Spanish, or Notaría, which is the place where you register your documents from the city or the town where the person was born. Probably easier than just going into the Ministry of Interior and try to find out if they have, like they will have it for sure. From the 60s and 70s and even 50s and 40s, I'm pretty sure all those records are there. It's an issue of if they will allow you to order, or you need some kind of legal document and a power of attorney, and if they will recognize that in that specific country.
Okay. Well, thank you, Daniel. And by the way, Daniel, we've made it through all of the comments and questions here. So
Great.
Nice job for number 999. Maybe we'll we'll see you in the next 1,000. Looking forward to that. But Daniel, any final thoughts before you say goodbye to us? And I think it's nighttime where you're at, probably ready for.
Oh yes. It's dark here already from a long time ago. But like the main thing that I can tell everybody, especially for Latin America, is don't get caught on the bureaucracy. There is a lot of that in South America. You will need to ask a lot of people, and don't be disencouraged if you cannot find what you're looking for at the first moment. Like, tell everybody what is your goal, what is your rationale of what you are doing. People will suspect. Of course, not everybody is aware of genealogy and how crazy we can be trying to get records from our relatives.
Yeah.
Just simply keep trying.
Okay, good advice from an expert genealogist. Thanks, Daniel. This was very enjoyable. Let's do this again sometime, and thanks to all of you, wherever and whenever you are around the world, for sharing part of your day with us. And remember, life is short. Do genealogy first. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Daniel.